We had a good weekend. We had Saturday off, so we had 3 practices, day off, per NCAA rules. Not that you had to do it right after 3 practices, but just to keep our guys fresh. We'll go another 3 with a day off to get our 24 total practices in August. But, we had a pretty good practice yesterday. And their offense was ahead of the defense yesterday, just explosive-wise. I think our offense had 10 explosive plays yesterday, so that's a lot. If we have 10 explosive games a game, and again, I don't know if it's a game out there, but if you have 10 a game, you're going to be pretty good, offensively. So that was good to see. I think the most part of that was 4. So, and again, most of those were, obviously against the 2 defense or the 3 defense. There was 0 explosives against the 1 defense. So that's a good thing. Bad thing is that those 2s could be 1s real quick. So we got to clean up those and make sure we got the right people. So that'll be something I want to see fixed today. Again, great for the offense, bad for the defense. Head coach is never happy. Another great thing for the offense yesterday was 0 turnovers. So that's something as a head coach that we've emphasized obviously all the time. But with our team, we've talked about turnovers, making sure we win the turnover ratio, and then winning the explosive plays. So it was good to see for the offense. Defense needs to clean it up. Questions?
Who had some of those explosive plays?
You know what? Zion Fowler had 3 of them yesterday, I believe, if my count is correct. But Zion had a few for sure. Cruz, my big guy from Florida State. Come on, Florida State. Deuce Spann. Deuce. I was going to say Cruz. I'm like, it's not Cruz broken. Deuce Spann. Yeah, Deuce had one for sure. I think Poppy had one. So it was spread around. Kenny had one. So, when you got 10, a lot of guys will have one. Dez probably had one in the run game at least. Maybe he had 2. But Joel's may have had one. So there was probably 3 runs and 7 passes, something like that.
What kind of camp has Blue Hicks gotten off to here with you guys?
Blue had a good camp yesterday, and again, we evaluate every play. As I tell our kids all the time, we talk about each one of these players every afternoon at 6:45. We have a team meeting, a staff meeting before a team meeting, and just go through what they did. But just giving you guys like it was. Blue had a great day yesterday, except for the last team period. Some guys melt, they lose their focus. Like you got to sustain, whether it's the 4th quarter or the last period in practice, it's the same. But Blue's had a great camp so far. And matter of fact, he mentioned it in quiet time this morning. How yesterday, I messed up, and then as soon as he messed up on a play, made a mess up again. So those are things you all learn from, as players and coaches in camp.
We saw Blaine Spires line up with the ones on Friday. What have you been seeing from him?
Blaine had a little toe injury last spring, and we didn't see as much as we wanted to. We thought we were out of the woods. He came from Utah State with that little toe. And, he wasn't as healthy last spring, but we've seen a lot out of him this camp so far because he's back 100%. Trainers did a great job. Coach Stacchiotti did a great job of just getting him where he needs to be conditioning-wise with that toe. So we like what we see the first few days. He's going to add, a lot to our, pass rush. Get him a little firmer in the run game, but we're excited where Blaine is. Youngstown guy. I mean, how can you not be excited?
Coming from a Division II school, how did Rashawn Murray show up physically? Was he ready for Division I ball right away?
You're talking right away like last spring or right away right now? Last spring, you'd be surprised. Coming from really good programs, which he came from a really good program, he was ready. But again, I think he's even more ready right now. I mean, it's hard to, find out exactly where he is. I don't think Rashawn gave up a big play yesterday, which is good because he's running with either the 2 or 3 group. Rashawn's made some strides, throughout the summer, and we're excited about where he is right now and in the prospects of him helping us this season.
You said the first team offense didn't commit any turnovers, but I saw Chris Brookins had a few takeaway stickers on the helmet already. What's he doing?
Yeah, there was no turnovers yesterday. Okay. But there's been turnovers. But Cruz is he's a ball hawk. He continue. I mean, the great thing about Cruz, other guys have opportunities, but when Cruz gets his opportunity, he catches them. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys in the past, but how many dropped interceptions did we have last year? Does anybody know? Anybody know? And again, I don't know what the average is for every team because everybody drops them, right? I guess if our defense was really good at catching the ball, they'd be on offense. But anybody have any clue at all? 19. Okay, so when you have, imagine if we caught 19 more interceptions, like how, we would probably be undefeated, okay? And every defense has got at least 10, I'm sure. Is 19 above the norm? Does anybody really chart it? I don't know, but we do. We looked at missed opportunities, and so we got to catch it. But Cruz, going back to the first part of that question, he catches the ball and makes plays with it, and that's what's exciting about him. So we got to get everybody else to the same levels as Cruz is.
We also saw Jesse Anderson and John Wetzel with takeaway stickers as they walked through this morning. What
Yeah.
did you see from them?
Sometimes they're takeaways, giveaways. I mean, as they got those takeaway stickers on there, I can't remember Wetzel's, and I can't remember Jesse's either. So those aren't memorable ones. Maybe they got them in individual something. Maybe they stole someone's sticker. I don't know. But I can't remember those offhand. Maybe they didn't practice one or practice two. But they're doing a nice job. And again, we got to get more takeaways, period. It's not enough right now.
How was Cruz always kind of makes an explosive play? It's what he's known for. But how does he do with kind of the down-to-down stuff and just knowing his job on every play?
Cruz started off, I think, last year with a splash. He kind of hit that freshman rookie wall. Cruz has been through spring ball. I mean, I always say this, if you look back at all of our NFL players that are in the National Football League right now having a lot of success, and good luck to them, this training camp, but they're consistent. Cruz has been consistent. The great players are consistent with what they're doing, and that's what you see out of him. He's been consistent. He knows what to do. He reads the right keys. I mean, he's consistent like you're supposed to be.
Where were some of the areas of needed improvement on defense that maybe led to all those explosive plays you alluded to the other day?
Yesterday, technique. Some of them are miscommunications. I mean, there's a bunch of different areas, but it comes down to physical or mental. Okay, so either one of those. It's a physical error by somebody that physically, either someone ran by him, maybe it's a bad structural defense, but it's usually physical or mental. So it's a bust mentally, which a lot of those we can clean up. But some of the physical ones, if it's a corner press and he can't run with that guy, well, he's either got to get faster or we got to get another guy in the field.
Jim has the last one. With safety, you obviously brought in Kabir from UC Davis. What have you seen from him, and what do you kind of like about his veteran presence?
He's a good tackler. He takes good angles to the ball. Didn't have his best day yesterday, so I'll know more after today's practice. We'll see how he responds after yesterday's day, but he's been really good. Yesterday wasn't his best day. I'm looking forward to seeing him bounce back today.